A very good evening to all of you, distinguished leaders, policymakers, industry captains, and friends. History does not send calendar invites before it changes direction. And we are living through such movement, the 20th century defined by industrial scale factories, physical capital, and manufacturing power. The 21st century, in this 21st century, the question is no longer whether the disruption will happen. The question is who will lead it. Under the decisive leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, India has moved from incremental reforms to structural transformation. We have built digital public infrastructure at population scale. We have expanded highways, ports, airports, and logistic corridors. We have strengthened India's global economic positioning. India today is shaping a change. But in this century of change, nations compete and states execute. Global capital is no longer evaluating countries alone. It is evaluating ecosystems. How predictive is governance? How fast is execution? How strong is infrastructure? How deep is the talent pool? In this emerging global order, subnational economies will determine the competitiveness. Maharashtra enters this decade from a position of strength. A USD 578 billion economy, India's largest, nearly 14% of India's GDP. The highest share of FDI inflows in the country, USD 67 billion in exports, 9 million MSMEs driving employment and entrepreneurship. At the recent World Economic Forum at Davos, one message was unmistakably taken: capital is cautious, but it moves decisively towards clarity, scale, and execution. Maharashtra signed MOUs worth 30 lakh crores and another 10 lakh crore is under advanced discussion. But let me say this very clearly, we are not in the business of announcements. We are in the business of implementation. That is the difference between ambition and leadership. Our roadmap is very clear. By 2030, Maharashtra will become a USD 1 trillion economy. By 2047, we aim to scale to USD 5 trillion. This will be driven by USD 500 billion in manufacturing investments, USD 350 billion in services-led growth, a new industry, investment and services policy placing services at the center of economic expansion. We are not choosing between manufacturing and services. We are integrating them. Artificial intelligence will define this decade. Some see disruption, we see productivity. Maharashtra already accounts for nearly 2/3 of India's data center capacity. We host over 24% of India's global capability centers, employing more than 1 million professionals. We aim to add 400 more GCCs by 2030. Our strategy is very simple. AI will not replace, but amplify human capability. That is why we are investing in sector-specific centers of excellences, a dedicated R&D fund, industry-aligned skilling, AI-enabled governance systems, a state-of-art innovation city. The future will belong to the regions that combine intelligence with inclusion. Disruption cannot be handled without physical strength. We are investing over $100 billion in next generation infrastructure. Vadhavan Port, India's next maritime gateway, Navi Mumbai International Airport, anchoring a new economic geography, Samruddhi Mahamarg, integrating districts to global markets, network of metros and high-speed rail systems, industrial townships across 20+ locations, emerging steel and manufacturing clusters in eastern Maharashtra, world-class cities covering spaces of new townships, foreign universities, medicities. Infrastructure is economic architecture, but let us understand that growth without inclusion creates imbalance. We are driving industrial growth in 27 emerging districts. We are strengthening MSMEs with access to credit, exports, and technology adoption. Our goal is very simple: entrepreneurship in every district, opportunity in every region. Growth must be fast, but it must also be fair. This decade will test our systems. The next century will judge our decisions. Governments must provide clarity and speed. Industry must invest with long-term conviction. Investors must think beyond quarterly cycles and towards generational opportunity. Maharashtra stands ready, not just as India's largest state economy, but as a global growth platform. If you are looking for policy stability, execution, speed, scale, and talent, Maharashtra is your platform. Disruption is inevitable. Leadership is choice, and we have chosen leadership. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.